So last time I didn't really get into trigger warnings because it was kind of our intro session, a little bit loose, a little bit, let's just get into the game and kind of get a feel for each other's characters, and there wasn't going to be a whole lot of content. Tonight, though, there's definitely a need for trigger warnings. Because there are things other than werewolves involved, there is the possibility that there will be some memory manipulation, some gaslighting, some loss of agency, things like that, because that's what happens whenever you have vampires involved. Also,
No.
I know, right? Shocker. Also, probably a good possibility of strong violence. So just be aware. If any of this is too much for you, please pause, step away from the stream for a little bit, and come back if you feel up to it. If not, you can come back and watch another time, or if this is just not your kind of thing, we'll catch you next time. Also, some other trigger warnings, because before we get started, I have been really just thinking about this the last couple of days. So the trigger warnings are talking about bigotry, number one, death, someone being murdered. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Next Benedict. I was talking to these fine players before stream, did not realize how close to me this happened. This was a 16-year-old trans non-binary child, a child. From the reports, according to the family, the school did not call the police, did not call an ambulance. They went to the hospital, were discharged that same day, and then went home, had to call the ambulance, and passed away the next day. It's awful. It's fucking awful that this would happen. So we're gonna rage today because I'm hurt and Next should be here. This was literally a child. They should have been able to be safe at their own school and not have to go through that. So let's all just rage a little harder today. On that note, now that we've gotten that heavy topic out of the way, who wants to recap last time what we did?
I'll bite the bullet.
Go for it.
All right. So last time, our party reconvened for not necessarily the first time. We've known each other for some amount of time, and let's see. Why does now my brain blank? We were under the impression that some possible evil corporation shenanigans were going on, somehow revolving dumping nuclear waste. And in order to get closer to the source, we needed to find a person named Amethyst. And they were in a reclusive club, a goth club. After some mild dressing montage, we found our way towards the club and scouted it out using our wolfen powers, and found that there was a substantial amount of, I forget what the corporation was called, King something?
Yeah, so as you were like pre-scouting before you actually went in, yeah, it was the King distilleries and breweries
King Distillery.
that Ameera had spotted their box truck offloading goods.
And it reeked of blood and chemical.
And worm corruption.
And worm corruption, alright. Forgot, that's the big one.
Yeah, I mean, all of it is bad in its own way, but
We then made our way inside the club after a little while. Uh, and not much happened until we started asking questions, and then we noticed we got scouted out. Like the whole place kind of knew we were new fish. And we ended with the big, scary, translucent, possibly incredibly dangerous lady was walking towards us.
Yeah, I don't know if translucent necessarily. More just has like an ethereal atmosphere to her. And yeah, the music had shifted as she started to make her way towards you. And you hear the song has these like echoing kind of spacey drums, very uh, roomy sound to it, like this reverb to it. And you can definitely hear the lyrics very clearly. A little bit, potentially ominous, as the lyrics you hear difficult not to feel a little bit. And there's a very lingering, tension filled bit of music as it comes to the conclusion to that sentence. And as it concludes with disappointed, this woman directly approaches Ameera and kind of runs her hand along her face. And you can feel as her very long, sharp fingernails graze your cheek.
Wait, the dog?
Death by snoo. Death by snoo.
I mean, if you wanna fuck the vampire, we're gonna fade to black. But
I mean, that's not off the table.
Weird.
It depends on how far violent things get.
And the song continues, and the next line says, "But I see," and there's again a very lingering. The drums continue. There's kind of a echoing, ethereal, electronic music behind it, and it says, "See through it all," as she stares deeply into your eyes, Ameera, and it almost feels
dog.
like Ameera was in
human form.
Yeah.
No, they went to dog form, didn't they?
No,
They said in dog to the lady.
Ameera stayed in
All right, then, yeah.
lupus form because...
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because we didn't
Yeah,
want...
because it would be suspicious as fuck if I had walked out and suddenly taken away my guard dog.
Well, but that was something we had talked about. I could have sworn that she stayed in human form.
No, we changed it because people were staring at us. So we went, well, we're going to just stay in lupus form because it was me who set the meeting with her.
Okay, well, then we're going to shift, pretend like that never happened, and that will be William then.
Pet the dog.
Oh!
It'd be a little uncomfortable if she was doing that to a dog. It's very... There's a...
I mean, she works the dog. DA over here.
Yeah.
I'm the one who called her.
That's true. It doesn't... It's hard to say whether this is like a seductive thing or if this is potentially meant to be more of an intimidation thing. Potentially both. And so, William, as she makes this very intense eye contact with you, she says, "Hello, puppy. What brings you here to my place?"
Actually, it's dog. It's dog, love, not puppy. Name's dog.
She does not break eye contact with William and does not respond.
New conquest, new territory. I'm an explorer. Some may even call me a hunter. What can I say? I found a place that I wasn't allowed. Got in.
Hold on.
No, I wouldn't say you weren't allowed.
I have something for this.
Hey, phrasing!
Amazing. I wouldn't say you weren't allowed. Just curious that one such as yourself and your companions would come here, of all places.
Word on the grapevine, this is a great club. It has perks.
Well, there's plenty of perks to be had.
What do I owe the honor of your presence?
I could ask you the very same. Don't see a lot of canines in this part of Detroit.
Every man there are two wolves. And me, there's a third.
Inky.
Just staring like.
By the way, the sexual tension, it's going right over William's head. He's just trying to sound cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's Ameera just sitting as a black lab, just thinking, God, why isn't this happening to me? She's not saying anything. Her tail is kind of wagging involuntarily, but she's not barking or saying anything. I'm giving it away that because at this point the whole puppy thing makes her probably suspect that they've been rumbled.
Oh, we've been made. We've been made.
Yeah.
Hey, madam. What's your name again? I was the one who called you down. That's just my associate.
So
He's pretty stupid.
she hasn't introduced herself yet, but she does finally turn to you, Dog, and says, "And who might you be?"
I'm Dog. I'm here to sell you weed for your club.
I don't think that's something that we'll need. We have everything anyone could ever want.
It's not what your bartender seemed to suggest. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called you and wasted your time.
Oh, he didn't call. I had to come down and see the three of you for myself. And at this point is making eye contact with Ameera.
Ameera barks.
It's rude to stare at a service dog.
If that were truly a service dog, that might be true.
And what, you're gonna say I'm faking my disability now?
I wouldn't say that, but a canine such as that, don't know that he's qualified for the job.
I mean, they're new. You know how much it costs to train one of these guys?
First day on the job.
They actually make special vests for that. But you now know who we are. Who are you?
I'm the owner of this club, Cirilla.
So if you came down to see us, sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, so this is not who you came here to see, for sure.
Yeah, no, we're looking for Amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
This is the person that Ameera was scared of, and why Ameera's in Lupus form. If I remember correctly, right? Well, scared.
I mean, I don't think you had seen her before, because she did come down from like the VIP area where you hadn't really seen much of.
No, isn't this no? The reason things in Lupus form is because they did the scribe, and it showed that maybe this person and keeping an eye on them is here.
Yeah,
and that's
no,
why they're in Lupus form.
No, so that was Janelle King.
Okay, this is different scary lady.
Different person.
Yeah.
Different scary lady.
Janelle King is the not officially CEO, but technically CEO, because she's married to the CEO. Who is,
yeah. Right, we were told she was here. Yeah, no, she's scary. Right, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. All of the scary ladies in this campaign.
Ameera kind of bats a paw at Dog and looks up as if to say, "Do you need me to change?"
You know what? No. I just like shake my head, and I go and kind of give a little hand gesture of like 3 minutes from now. I just put 3. Sorry, I just recognized you, right? You're the person who's part of the big company.
Nope, different lady.
King.
Yeah, so this
Cirilla. Oh, for God's sake! It's too many ladies.
Cirilla is different.
She just owns the club.
Honestly, no. I'll say the same thing. Dog will play Paddy.
No, I'm not to know. I'm worse.
Oh fuck.
Can we
Worse.
get a name?
Your company is so lovely, I could not see it.
Oh, she had said that her name is Cyrilla.
Yeah, no, Dog's just asking again because they're a bit of a dick.
Oh. She just doesn't respond at this point. And she turns back to William. And we are going to do some rolling.
Oh,
We're going to do a post roll. Let me see. What do I want you to roll?
Oh boy.
It'll be resolve. Or actually, sorry, composure.
Can it be resolved?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
And let's see. Maybe awareness. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, so resolve and awareness.
Okay, so 3 from resolve, 1. No, my awareness is 0. Oh, good. And then nothing for my rage.
You should have 2 rage, I believe.
Okay. So then I
So
have,
I mean,
so
you'll
5.
replace. Well, you'll replace 2 die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last 2 die I roll will be rage.
Mm-hmm.
So 3d10.
Yep.
And
Okay.
1s and 2s are the brutal sign. 10s are critical successes. 6s up are normal.
6, 3, 3 in that order.
Yikes.
1 success.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't even have to roll to tell you you're probably going to lose this, but I'm going to roll anyway to see how badly you lose this.
Just in case she starts rolling 1s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to give you that.
Oh, trust me. Last night it was just a cacophony of can't hit anything.
I hate that so much. It's awful when that happens. Let's see.
Like that first pond.
So, because she is very much a beautiful, alluring, enchanting person, she has a lot of bonuses to her social tests. So let's see. 2. That is 5 successes. So, you feel very compelled to do whatever she wants you to.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, damn it. I am not brain, I am not heart, I am fist.
Damn himbos!
Ameera being in
Damn
lupus
him,
form is possibly
Cursing
the
us
worst.
all.
Yeah, Ameera being in lupus form is possibly the worst thing that could have happened here.
How many minutes have passed?
Not very much time, like maybe 30 seconds or so.
I mean, Dog could always say, okay, something's wrong here. Change now, damn it, change now.
Mhm.
I mean, can I? I mean, I have sense of. I know there's vampires here. I use sense of the true form.
Yeah, and you
I
can
have
tell.
aliens who shoot the fuck
You can
out of
tell
me.
she is a vampire for sure.
Yep.
At this
Yeah,
point,
but
William
just
is probably not.
only because William has shut up. William never shuts up. I'm just like immediately, like nudge Ameera. Go, yeah, no. You know what? You're right. You're right. Okay, you got us.
Yeah,
Fine.
Ameera switches to Homid, and because thankfully because of rite of dedication, she's not naked. I wouldn't say that's a good thing in this situation because it would probably help with her fucking social tests. But she changes back into her usual beautiful self and shakes that long black hair of hers and smiles.
Because you are
Right.
in the middle of this club, I need you to give me a dexterity and stealth roll.
Dexterity stealth? Fuck. Oh,
Because-
that's not bad for me, actually. That's not bad.
Because if you get seen by the humans,
Yeah,
Sure.
this club ain't all
I'm
vampires.
going to cause delirium.
that could end really badly in a lot of ways.
1 brutal failure, 1 success.
Oh no. Oh wait, so it's only one though. It's only so it's not two.
No, it's not two.
Okay. I thought you were saying that you got two. Perfect.
Nope.
Up in the cafe.
Yeah. So, oh damn it, Aaron's hydrating us,
Oh, son of a bitch! Fucking hell, Aaron.
making us.
I mean, you did just transform. It's gonna make people thirsty.
Very true. Yeah, so with one success, it definitely triggers delirium in a lot of people. There is a sudden rush for the door. And William, because you are like face to face with this woman, you see that her eyes begin to glow intensely red as there is clearly a fury rivaling that of the Geru building in her as you have just ruined her night as these humans scurry out. And you can see there are
It's
good,
bitch's fault.
there are a good couple dozen people who don't seem to be affected. Some of them you can tell are possibly human. Maybe they've either seen enough things, are just aware enough, or are otherwise compelled. Yeah, they may be compelled in some way to not react in that way. Potentially. I mean, really, the worm is insidious, and so they could still be affected by the delirium, but have enough worm corruption that it would have some power over them. Kindred do tend to fall more under the worm's sway, not by choice. They are not necessarily aware of what's going on there. So there's definitely still plenty of worm corruption in the air. But you can tell most of the people who remain are not human. And there's at least a dozen.
Are her eyes obviously glowing red, or does only William see the
Oh yeah,
glow?
no, it's very obvious to everyone.
Okay. Ameera at that point is going to place her hand on Cyril's, was it not? Cyrilla's cheek, and say, "Oh, and in the sweetest, like most sultry voice possible, kind of just say, oh, I'm so sorry for scaring off all your potential partners for the night. I could always make it up to you."
Give me a manipulation and persuasion roll.
Because I'm being beautiful, do I get my bonus from that?
You do.
So manipulation, persuasion, +2. I think it's 2 for beautiful.
I think so.
That's 9 dice.
Wow.
So manipulation is 4, persuasion is 3, +2 for beautiful. That's 4 + 5, 2. That's 9. Now watch as I fuck this up royally. Because more dice, more chances to get double 1s or 2s.
Yeah, I think it was either Jer or Woody in chapter 1 who had like a 9 or 10 dice pool and got no successes.
No, it doesn't seem to help as much as you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so let's take it one step at a time. I have 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay.
However, I also rolled. Oh no, wait! It's on rage dice. Those are the first 2. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. If it were double 2s on the first 2 dice, because when I'm rolling my first 2 are always my rage dice. That's how I do it. Okay, I did not brutal fail, and I got 3 successes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you the bad news is she got 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Cock.
She says, I don't like the taste of dog.
And am I still mind blanked?
You're able to still act, but she definitely has some sway over you, and she has not broken eye contact. There's definitely some fear, or at least some concern going on with the eye glowing, and she, without looking away, says, "Why are you here?" And you can't, out of character, you can't be dishonest at this point.
Yeah,
so you
no,
have
no, no.
to divulge as much of the truth as possible.
Good thing William did not pay attention. But I know enough.
Yeah.
I know that we're looking for someone named Amethyst. They are crucial to our future endeavors.
And this is why you came here and destroyed my beautiful nights that I had planned.
We tried.
During the night was not our intention. But yes, that is why we were here.
What were you saying, Badger?
William, why are you talking? No, that wasn't our intention. There was a reason. We had her as a guide dog. We didn't want to cause no trouble. I know we seem stupid, but only he is. Points to William.
Trying to look away, but I can't.
Yeah. You literally cannot look away from her. You also don't really want to.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I was still mind controlled enough that I could just cold cock her, but I don't think I can.
Don't do that to a vampire, man.
I mean, you know that you're wildly outnumbered.
Yeah.
For sure. Ameera, why don't you give me a wits awareness roll, please?
Wits and awareness. That's also not a bad roll for me. Well, by vampire standards, at least, or World of Darkness standards.
Right.
4 successes. Where was that earlier?
It wouldn't have beat her anyway. She had 5.
Yeah.
This is different.
You see the VIP area, it's like a mezzanine, right? And it's a lot darker up there, but you can see a human-shaped shadow that seems to be watching you from up there. And you see another similar shadowy shape kind of in the corner behind the bar that you hadn't noticed previously. And that's in addition to the dozen or so people who remain and Cirilla.
Are they obfuscating? Like, are they using the obfuscate discipline?
Out of character, yes. In character, I don't know if Ameera would know that, because mostly the Garou have tried their best to keep the kindred at least suppressed in Detroit. Mostly try to keep them out of the city if they can. So I don't know how much you would have encountered them.
Not much. It was definitely an out-of-game question, because I was like, okay, are they kind of weird, shimmery, kind of like... Oh, is it like, there's something...
Predator?
Yes.
A little bit like Predator, but it's more shadowy.
Something else. Oh, it's like the perception filters in Doctor Who.
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. Both of those are valid here. Yeah.
She kind of shifts her eyes to Dog, and hopefully Dog picks it up, and then she shifts her eyes downwards, and she makes a sign of 2, as in was it 2? Well, no, it was 3 really, because like there's 1 up top, 1 in the corner, 2, and she makes that kind of signal to say 2, as in 2 that I've just 2 extra that I've just noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So she's then going to turn back to our lovely vampire mummy, and she's going to then look up, and then at the corner, which also will help Dog tell where these 2 people are. All the silent context clues. I hope Dog is good at silent communication.
Well, and
Yeah,
because
no, they're good.
because Garu have their own their glyphs, I can imagine that they probably have a form of like sign language that it may not be used by everyone, but I don't think it's uncommon. Just enough that you could kind of subtly say. Obviously, if you were fully signing, then that would be very apparent that you were doing something or saying something. But just some subtle hand gestures.
So then she's going to look at Vampire Mummy and be like, there's a couple of people who are not too keen to show their faces. Maybe you could, I don't know, convince them for me to come say hello.
And she just turns to you, and it seems like the shadows start to grow in the room, and she starts to look much more sinister. Still very, think Lord of the Rings, whenever Galadriel.
Yeah, I know the exact scene you're
whole,
talking
like,
about.
Yeah, the Dark Queen speech.
Start saying, I'll be a queen, and all the rest of it, yeah.
Exactly. Think that, so very beautiful but terrifying. And then, almost in the blink of an eye, there are two kindred flanking her.
Am I no longer mind controlled?
I mean, it lasts for a scene, which is kind of however long it needs to be.
I didn't know if she needed like constant eye contact.
Fair. I mean, you can definitely try to resist it, but you know that you could still act.
Yeah.
It's more of like you're going to tell her or potentially do what she wants. So like if you try to do something that she didn't like, she could tell you not to do that or to do something else.
So if I was fast with a kidney punch. But no, are we up a paddle?
I believe the saying is up a creek.
I mean, we're fucked.
Up a paddle without a creek.
We're are the two that are flanking her the ones that I noticed were being kind of shady?
You don't see those shadows anymore in those places, so you can assume so.
Cool. I'm going to look at my two compatriots and say, I believe, given we're Garu, it's more appropriate to say we're boned.
Well, then I'm going to flex my gun, ripping the shirt that I have on because it was always going to be one size too small.
Please tell me that William has fishnet underneath because you all are dressed as goth.
Yes.
Yes.
That's too good. And I'm going to say, if anything happens tonight, it's not going to be good for you. Why don't we all just take a step back and not ruin this lovely bar? And I'm going to try to strength intimidate?
I would say charisma intimidate, but I'll give you a bonus die because of your strength.
Okay. I'll take that. 1,
Because
2, 3,
chest.
4, 5, 6. That is 6d10.
Nice.
Good luck.
My last two are rage. Hai Chiva. 2.
I'll take. She got 4, 6.
3, 1, 6, 1, 4.
So 1 success.
Yeah, and 2 bads. And one of the bads is on the rage dice.
Yeah, so you have to have two, either 2 1s, 2 2s, or a combination of on the rage dice for it to be the brutal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only one.
And it's the same for critical. So if you got 2 10s, then you get a critical. But yeah.
Oh bother.
Yeah, she is not intimidated, and she just starts to laugh. Like a full-bellied laugh at this display. Does not seem intimidated at all.
I'm going to laugh with her. I'm going to laugh with her. I didn't know you were wearing the fishnets.
I wore whatever was bought for me. I don't know goth. You could have put me in a maid's outfit and I still would have worn it. And looked good, thank you.
Yeah, Cirilla kind of cocks an eyebrow at that.
Look, Cirilla, look. I know we fucked up your night. We are really sorry. We just want to talk to someone. That's all. I mean, we will leave. I mean, it's your place. We know it's yours. Like, we're not trying to take it over or nothing. Just want to talk to one person. That's all.
Well, what's in it for me? Since you have chased off my clientele and my feeding stock.
A night of hot passion with a very beautiful woman?
Dog.
No.
Something better.
Wait, what? Something better than
I
me?
mean,
I mean, you know that she's already shut you down,
quiet,
Ameera.
darling, you're beautiful. Quiet. Yeah, darling, you're beautiful. Quiet. Well, I mean, your bodyguards are human, right? Like
The two
outside, your bouncers?
Oh, the
Yeah.
bouncers? Yeah, they're human.
But, I know people. I could always just, I could give you some great locations to steal shit from certain companies, if that's any help. I don't know.
What would you be stealing for me?
Oh, no, I was going to give you locations to steal stuff. I thought like you'd want stealing.
No, that's not
Did
really.
you want something stolen?
Oh, you seem to think that I do. So you tell me.
No.
William's so
Any
helpful with his.
Is William just going? Is William just going through the various Johnny Bravo kind of flexing stances right now? Excellent, good.
Yeah.
He's just like, if he starts calling her a hot mum or anything like that, next all we need is the hairstyle. We just need the hairstyle next. Johnny Bravo and fishnets.
I would allow it. I'm here for it. Somebody please make that art.
I'm gonna I know I'm so sorry to be rude, but I'm not the one in charge here. Do you mind if I just quickly turn around and talk to the boss here and point to Ameera on what I could actually offer you?
She says, "Oh, please take your time." You can tell that it's not as friendly as she might be implying with her words.
No shit. Just quickly do the tilt to me. I mean, Ameera, but the friend won't be of any interest to them, right? We hate them. They hate no use.
Say that again, Badger, because I couldn't quite hear.
I was saying, so you don't think like we hate the code of Fenrir, right?
Fenris,
you could always offer them some shit on them. Fenris, sorry. I mean, they hate Garros.
I mean, so that was who, had been kind of the conflict of the last two episodes of Chapter 1, and their members were, converted back into the Sept. So, to the best of your knowledge, there's no active cult of Fenris people around. And you're pretty sure that Silverteeth would not be thrilled about you giving information about people who are actively a part of the Sept again.
Yeah, Ameera shakes her head at that and says, "No, a lot of the cult members came back to us and repented,
and we're deprogrammed and all that kind of stuff."
Here's what I'm thinking. We chased off her bloodstock. Is there some way we can replace that for her?
I'm not really innocent, but yeah, I'm sure we could. There's some companies I've been wanting to hit that have a lot of blood.
I'm not
Like a
talking.
lot of blood.
I'm not talking blood bags because they don't only specific. If I remember
No, I
rightly.
mean people.
Oh yeah, live target. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about live targets. Look, I'm all for I'm not usually into harming innocents, but they're probably not
Me
gonna.
neither.
They're probably not gonna drain them to the point of death. Probably just giving them the kiss.
And as you say that, Cirilla, like her face is right next to yours suddenly. She says, "Oh yes, I try not to kill them. Typically."
You're only turning me on more by doing such things. I don't. I honestly think that maybe secretly you fine with a tumble in the hay with me.
And she just
Well,
chuckles and steps back.
I could use my cult of
Just
personality to bring in some people.
You know, that's actually
It's
a
true.
good point.
That's actually not a bad idea.
And
I
they're
mean-
hunters. Fuck them.
I'm just looking at Rick's face.
Oh man, there's no way that could end badly for anyone.
That is the oh my god, my players are fucking going mad face. I know that one all too well, being a GM myself.
I mean,
This
that
is-
always
are you
split,
joining?
so-
This is the like, are you suddenly going to the cult of Fenris and didn't realize?
If there was any kind of test for humanity or something in werewolf, I would probably be
Actually-
taking it by now.
Actually, it's probably more on the Black Spiral Dancer
Oh shit.
side of things, which is somehow, I don't know about worse,
That's
but
bad.
it's bad. Still. It's
That's-
still very bad.
That's worm. That's bad.
Yeah, that's more in the like demon way rather than the just straight up Nazi werewolf way. So both very bad, different ways.
Our only
Well,
other option would be to
I-
offer them maybe some more breathing room. That's about it.
Yeah, because we've been suppressing.
Giving them a bit more. We don't have the authority to offer that turf, though, do we?
But you could take it to the Sept and potentially
I mean,
We are
see if
doing it for the clan.
And we are.
I do not want to like sacrifice innocent people, so I would rather honestly giving up more of the Garu's power than just offering sacrifices.
Maybe a slight redistribution of territory and such
Yeah.
might work.
Yeah, yeah.
Another club location.
Yeah, another club
Or just saying-
location.
Die for a little bit.
Hmm.
Not interfering.
Cirilla adds in, maybe I could have a couple of pet lapdogs even.
What would you have these pet lapdogs do, just to be clear? Just an example. Just an example of something you'd have a pet lapdog do.
Oh, you know, dog things. Don't worry your pretty little head.
You keep saying my name. Can you just say puppy things?
Out of character, yeah, I can try to work that in.
No,
Perfect.
I'm happy to do it. No, you're just giving dog ammo. I mean, you know,
I think that would work, honestly. Like
I'm not the smartest guy, so-
there are worse things that could happen, and honestly, they're not really like. Okay, look, yes, they're vampires, they're kindred, but they're not serving the worm.
they're
At
busy.
least
That you know of.
that I know
I mean,
of. Oh,
I will say, as you know, the voice in the sky, that worm corruption is in the king products that have been brought in, and you can gather from what you kind of observed that probably this is a relatively new thing for Club Thorn. You know, since Janelle just came here today. They were just delivering a shipment today.
Oh, should we tell them that their shipment's tainted?
No, I mean, we could. I mean, she isn't king. Have we heard of her being? Okay, why don't we try the trade of information? Because honestly, at that point, they'll just attack us. We're fucked anyway. We might as well like say that, and then maybe do the lapdog. And if they still want to kill us because we know too much, oh well, we tried. I mean, information is the game.
They don't
at the
want
end
to
of the
kill us.
day.
They don't want to kill us. They know our pack knows where we are. The
think they wanna
last thing
kill
they
us,
want is a
though.
confrontation.
Mm-hmm. Especially because, I mean, your pack is decent sized, but math is not my strong suit. I don't think even just like the pack would measure up to what you see here. But the sept, the full collection of Geru in the area who report to Silverteeth, that would be a major threat to what you see here. There's a
Yeah.
very good chance that there are other kindred in the city who are either allied or maybe not. But you don't think that there's enough that they would be a competition, that the Geru would be able to come in and take over if they wanted.
You know what? How about we give maybe the on-state exchange instead of the lapdog part? Maybe we can just give you some information why one of the reasons we were brought here. Like we told you where we're going, but I mean, there's a reason three Garus walked into a bar.
And it's not.
I am still very curious. I am still very curious what brings these little pups here.
That king shipment, is that a new shipment?
What of it?
I mean, how were you told there was anything new coming in the brew?
I mean, I know that King is very big in this area, but
So
I don't drink it. I don't drink it myself. I prefer other beverages.
Okay.
So you don't know that it's laced with corruption.
If you mean alcohol, of course I do.
Not alcohol.
No.
What part of me speaks subtlety?
He's right.
Adam, your beer is... Yeah, no, you know, you literally, he's telling you everything he knows. We detected what looks like worm corruption.
And this should mean something to me.
Oh, do they not know what worm corruption is?
Kindred don't really deal with the spiritual side of things. Like they do, see like ghosts sometimes, and like other splats interact with each other, but like the spiritual, the Umbra, vampires really, they can sort of travel through the Umbra through like
specialize in it.
And it's like an astral projection, whereas Geru physically go into the Umbra. You all are some of the most spiritual of the creatures in World of Darkness, aside from literal spirits and demons.
So,
is there any way to demonstrate worm corruption?
It's okay, Ameera. Let's leave it to Ameera for a sec. She's the talker. I'm putting her on the spot.
Yeah. So, worm corruption. Essentially, not gonna lie, I cased the joint a little bit on the outside, and I could smell the corruption in the drinks from the outside. The worm energy that King Breweries is putting into your stock is going to turn your supply of humans, for lack of better terminology, and it's going to turn them into demons of a sort. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen if you try to feed on a demon.
It's an interesting point. Go on.
It's something our sect has been working on for some time now. It can cause madness, delirium, aggression. Nothing you really want.
Almost like someone changing from a dog to a human inside of a club. Strange.
True, but the worm is far more insidious, And the problem I'm trying to put to you is, King is not only messing with us, she's messing with you as well. We're both being fucked over by the same person here. And I think, for as wild as this sounds, we have common cause to deal with the bitch and her husband and the breweries and all of that nonsense. We have common cause at the moment because she's interfering with the humans who you need to sustain yourselves, and she is interfering with the natural order that we need. And then she looks over to William.
No, this is for the
He put
GM.
his hand up.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Am I
hoping William would put his hand.
am I still under her effects that I can't lie, or I can't be against her will?
But it's not so much that you can't lie, it's if she asks you something directly.
Okay. So, and she would know that.
More or
So
less,
she
yeah.
knows that if she asked me that if we're bullshitting her, I'd have to tell her the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to continue. This king shipment's going to be bad for everyone, particularly your flock or prey or whatever you'd like to call them.
Heard.
Fully.
As you all are making this argument, you hear someone start running down these stairs from the VIP, and you hear, Mother, leave them alone. And Cirilla turns and says, well, Amethyst, it's so nice of you to join us.
Uh,
And as she makes her way over to you, she says, Mother, can I please talk to them? I have some information that I think they were here for, and then we can sort this all out amongst ourselves later. And Cirilla just silently kind of almost floats backwards and gives you some space. And she says, you all really don't know how to be subtle, do you?
It's
I mean,
it's a
Ameera?
Ameera was horny.
it's a trait.
Ameera was horny.
It's a trait of our pack leader who is currently. Okay, is Riffraff in Italy doing Riffraff things, or was Riffraff at the church?
Not in Italy. Not in Italy. He's just doing stuff with his church locally.
Yeah.
Like he's busy otherwise doing stuff.
Unfortunately, I think it's a bit of a slight curse upon our pack. We're not very subtle. I try to be, but I think Riffraff has cursed me somehow.
I would point out, you didn't know we were in here for 2 hours. So, you didn't know we were casing the joint. We were subtle.
I mean, nobody was in here until fairly recently.
Well, that's
like
Dog saying to her.
Right.
Yeah, Dog visited 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Also, just, me as the storyteller, I love that, she's calling all of you out, and then all three of you start talking at the same time. Like, well, actually, hold on. Let's back up.
Yeah, no, you came here for you. You don't get to judge us.
I'm totally going to blame Riffraff, and I'm totally fine with someone telling Woody that I pinned the blame for us not being sold on Riffraff.
That's fair.
I'm fine with Woody hearing this. I'm fine with also at some point Woody doing one of those lovely little voice segments where she's probably he's saying things to Ameera about saying that. Anyway.
Oh yeah. We'll figure something out. And Amethyst just says, "You're not wrong. What you were saying about King, but you don't even know the half of it. They have really moved into some new territory, and the things that they're doing, it's not just corrupting these people and driving them to madness. They're experimenting."
Experimenting with some sort of demon solution.
I think you would call them more spirits than demons. I believe that the Bane, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah.
And
We're for
well,
Nova stuff.
they once these people have been corrupted, it's not everyone. That would be too obvious. No one would buy King's products if it happened to everyone. But say it's every 10th bottle, every 20th. Who knows? They are taking the worst of these corrupted individuals and twisting them, making monsters, literal monsters.
Has there been that whole radiation leak? Was that a false flag of them actually dumping some other stuff, or have they actually been messing with radiation also on top? Out of curiosity, if you know.
I don't know a lot. I don't work directly for them. I work at City Hall. So I just know what I've heard and what I've read. The radiation seems pretty legitimate, but there's worse things than radiation. The things that they're doing to these people, they're not human anymore. And Ameera, out of character, you would know, you saw what the Bane did to Mueller. He was no longer human. And definitely get the sense this is different than that. This is not just a Bane that has corrupted someone to the point that they're becoming inhuman. Pentex through King is doing more.
I don't.
Didn't we need a location from her, or was she just giving us info? Can't remember.
What was that?
Was she just giving us info, or was she actually going to give us like a location or something?
Just info.
Like where we were at. Okay. So sorry, Ameera, you go on.
I don't like the sound of that, especially given some of the things we've been hearing. Radiation, like Dog said, the waterways. It seems like some of these banes that they're producing are having detrimental effects on the Detroit underworld, shall we say, undercity, which is going to. Then she stops and thinks for a second. If they're messing with, if these banes are doing things to the water and such, water supplies and such, well, the Detroit Water Authority, I mean, it's the whole city. It could get into the drinking water, into this.
Are you thinking they're not?
She's musing kind of out loud a little bit, thinking about that maybe they're fucking with the water supply as well as that the beer and such is just a starting point, like a seeding point, and then the water, the things that are happening is going to lead to like a poisoning of the water supply and such, and then
about it.
Then yeah, go on.
They've shown multiple times that they can dump and get away with it because they have 4 subsidiaries that seem to just be covering that up or hiding, so they could easily fix this into the water supply.
They also could be dumping. They also could be dumping like failed experiments and things, which is just as bad.
Either way, corruption's here.
And Ameera will then look.
We need to find it.
Go on.
No, that was it. We need to find the source.
Ameera's going to look at the mother and daughter again. It's like, I think, based on your information, Amethyst, my original point stands. We have a common cause here for different reasons. Do not get me wrong, and I know that there's absolutely animosity between Kindred and Garu. However, they are fucking with your food supply, and they are fucking with our spiritual world, essentially. we have common cause, even if our goals are slightly different. Yours is to, I get it. Y'all have to, you folks have to feed on fresh blood for the most part. I get it. I'm not saying that's just how the world works. But if we don't do something about this in our own respective ways, Detroit's gonna get fucked, and both of our families, extended families, if you want to call it that, are going to get screwed. Now, you can take that at face value, you can just tell me to fuck off, whatever. But I genuinely think a tentative, I wouldn't necessarily say alliance, but at least truce or agreement to work together to stop this would be in both of our interests.
And as you,
do you know if King, just adding on, do you know if King is human?
Oh, Janelle, as far as all of you know, if you mean
no. I was saying to the vampires, just saying to the vampires, like, do you know if they're human?
And so you all kind of have a second before anyone responds. Cirilla has kind of stepped several paces back, so she's listening, probably, but not right there with you all. But especially Ameera, you know that Amethyst works with your contact. Your contact works during the day. If Amethyst works at City Hall during the day, she's probably not a kindred. And she doesn't look as pale and deathly as the others. So you think that you're dealing with a human, as far as you can tell. And I mean, Dog, you don't smell that this is a leech in any way. This seems to be a person. So while she is obviously somewhat on the same side as the kindred, she is still human, so she may not have the same kinds of needs or interests, but she does say that I hear you and I agree. I just don't think this is a Detroit problem. I think this is a much bigger problem.
Oh, I agree. I'm right there with you, given how water can spread. My primary concern, though, is if we shut it off here at the source, we might be able to start getting information on where it's spreading to, and then deal with that as well. But this seems to be the nexus. So if we deal with it here, it's going to make the other locations where this is happening weaker and easier to deal with. And I don't know how Kindred structure is. I'm not that smart on Kindred history and lore and things. But if there are other parts of if there are other groups of Kindred in, say, the suburbs, like in Rochester Hills, or even going to like the south central of the state towards Ann Arbor. I'm sure there are groups of Kindred who are also going to be affected by this further afield, and maybe you need to call a council or whatever, whatever your version of kind of like a moot is.
And with this, Cirilla comes back over and says, I don't think there's any need to involve Chicago and the Camarilla, the Anarchs, or any of them in this. I think we can handle this amongst ourselves.
Oh, wasn't necessarily saying as far as Chicago, but
sure. But I mean,
do we even know what that means?
Probably not. But also, like I said earlier, you would know there are not a lot of kindred, to your knowledge, in Detroit. This is kind of the first organized group of kindred you've seen or heard of. There may be some here and there, or like small groups, but this is the largest and most organized that you've seen, any of you, since you've been in the area. So this seems like a fairly new thing. So there's probably not quite as much of a power structure as there is in other cities where there is a much higher kindred presence.
What I'm more curious about is if King's aware, because they're obviously if they're distributing to a lot of the bars or just specific bars. It'd be fascinating if they were aware they're where the kindred were, because that would make King either really stupid or really, really dangerous. He's now fucking with both Garros and kindred.
Well, and Ameera, you know that your pack, not very long ago, infiltrated the Detroit HQ of King. And your contact had hinted last time that they know exactly who and what was inside of their building, because they did see people shift into both Lupus and Krynos form and saw people doing the rite of shadow passage and disappearing within their HQ.
And she's going to look at Amethyst. It's like, our mutual friend. And she kind of nods knowingly because, she should know, I'd hope.
Yeah.
Mentioned security camera footage of Riff Raff and some of the other members of the pack being caught on camera, and where you might know where to find those recordings and things, because thankfully, she wiggles her fingers, someone here has the magic touch in wiping electronic things.
And before you finish that sentence, when you just say magic touch and you kind of wiggle your fingers, Cirilla again cocks an eyebrow and tilts her head at you, Ameera.
Wrong kind of magic touch, darling.
Only one way to find out.
You hang on. You were calling me a dog earlier. You weren't interested. Are you interested now?
Oh, I just don't plan on feeding on you.
Oh, I never said you were going to feed on me.
I could if I wanted.
Oh, you probably could. I don't know I don't know how easy I'd be.
Oh, I don't like it easy.
Oh, good. I don't like. I'm not an easy lay.
So
this is the most desperate kink flirting I've seen in a while.
God, did you say that in character?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. She just doesn't respond to you, but Amethyst says, I don't necessarily know where exactly it is, but I'm sure that we can figure that out. But you'll need to be much more careful. I think that whatever they're doing is not just something that they wanted to do for fun. I have heard some rumors that it has to do with that infiltration. Why they're experimenting on these people and making these abominations.
They may have accelerated their plans.
And you know that the spirit that had previously made a Bane out of Mueller was inside of the King HQ, that it was coming and going with the meat child that it had possessed. And meat child, for those of you who weren't there, it's not a child. It's basically a Frankenstein made out of other people's body parts. And this spirit possessed it. So, yeah, that is an experiment in and of itself, in its own way. You don't know that was necessarily prompted or assisted by King initially, but it's very clear that in some way they recruited that Bane meat child for their own purposes.
So, first off, and she points at Dog, you're one to talk with all the flirting you've been doing with me. Secondly,
What flirting?
she just kind of gives her that look of all the various instances of like, oh, you'll find out later, darling, and oh, you're beautiful, darling, but shut up, and things like that.
Yeah. Storyteller's looking at the notes from last time.
Yeah.
I'm Irish, love, with just how we talk.
Oh, yeah, and it's beautiful. But the second part is, where do we, and she makes a circular kind of motion, go from here? Now, obviously, this scaring off your herd, that was 100% an accident. It wasn't my intention to cause delirium, but honestly, you'd rumbled me, and there's no point in me staying as a dog because I wouldn't be able to talk to you. But the second part of it is,
Go to the bathroom.
I know from talking to the other members of the sept that y'all are relatively, I wouldn't say relatively new to the area because our time spans are different, but you haven't been here long, and you don't want to get people from further afield involved. Let's try this
Perfect.
again.
All right. Yeah, so before our tech issues, which hopefully people didn't miss too much, it's a shame so much blood had to be spilled, but sometimes dogs have to be put down.
You have me at a loss.
She says, "Oh, I guess you all aren't as organized as I might have thought. Milwaukee is an interesting place for the Garu right now. They're a bit of an endangered species, you might say."
What about that last bit of information we got that was relevant about the hunters? Because the recording may not have gotten that.
Ameera had said, about because there was the whole situation in Milwaukee where the kindred are trying to kill all of the Garu, much like has been happening here in Detroit with the Garu to the kindred. That there's a possibility that the Second Inquisition could get involved, and Ameera had said, that we don't want those hunters here, and Cirilla let you all know that the hunters are already here.
That's not good.
They're not here in force yet. It's not London, but they're here. They've been here for a while.
Well, that seems like all the more reason that we should talk to our leader and talk about you guys getting some breath from, so that we don't let King let us attack each other, and so that he gets everything. Fucking with your business, he's fucking with us. I think it's best here that we just make talk about getting a little bit of a deal struck here with you, just so we can all get out of this alive and not have this shite spread, so that we all end up like Milwaukee.
I don't know about alive. Some of us, maybe. It's a little late for me.
A little late, but that doesn't stop a hunter.
Unscathed.
Yeah. I would like to live my best unlife for as long as possible.
Then are we in agreement?
If your leaders will agree to our terms, then yes.
The dog's gonna get some seeds out of their pocket, in a little bag, like this little pack of seeds, and offer it to Cirilla and say, "Here, this is like just a little promise that like we left in peace."
Amethyst will take it from you. Cirilla kind of wrinkles her nose.
Careful.
It's
That's the
hydrangeas,
shit they
marble
smoked in
sanguine.
Vietnam.
It's sanguine. It's a sanguine hydrangea. They're very good for the place. This place needs some flowers.
Oh,
Well, especially some sanguine-looking flowers. Okay,
Mhm.
that's fair.
Yeah, I love the double meaning of that, like blood and peace. Like, okay, those two things go together.
Yeah, apparently. Ameera's gonna look at Amethyst, between Amethyst and the mother, and say, okay, before we go, and you can tell me to piss off if I'm prying. Obviously you can't work at City Hall during the day because you're burned.
Well, I would if I was like my mother.
Exactly my point. I'm trying to think how to word this politely. I'm assuming that
why weren't you embraced?
were you? God damn it, William! And you see Ameera face palms like, oh god, it's fucking like riffraff all over again.
Ameera just goes full Mean Girls. You can't ask why somebody wasn't embraced.
It's like, I'm assuming that you were born before your mother was embraced.
Complicated.
Fair enough. Maybe one day, we can talk. We can compare notes on complicated things. Because trust me, I come from way out west, like First Nations territories, and there's a lot of complicated family history in my line too. So I get it. But we're gonna head back. We'll head back. We'll talk with our SEP leader, and we'll see if we can get a conference going on a deal. Sound amenable?
And Amethyst just says, sounds like a date.
I hand Ameera the superfood that you feed hydrangeas because they're bitchy plants in a packet. Saying, make sure you give them that 2 times a day, okay?
To Ameera or to Amethyst?
To Amethyst, sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't need this. I don't grow plants.
Well, you should.
Yes, I should. You'll have to teach me how.
Later date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another time, perhaps. But for now, we'll leave you in peace. And I'm sure one of our folks will be in touch with one of your folks to work all this out.
Our people will call your people.
Yeah. I'm not a Hollywood type. I mean, I might be a reporter, but I'm not that kind of reporter.
Also, out of character, I love the idea of this like kindred adjacent / werewolf polycule thing that's maybe developing.
Isn't everything a polycule at the end of the day?
Yes.
True. It's true.
Yes, right.
Yeah, if it's consensual, exactly.
Of course.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so you all head back to the Sept.
Yes. Assuming we're not accosted on the way.
I mean, you're able to make your way out of the club peacefully. You leave the Thorn Among the Roses club and make your way back to the Sept. And the whole way there, nothing seems out of the ordinary, but are you all just going back in your full goth attire, or are you changing back before? Because I think you all potentially changed like on the way.
We're getting in the. I'd say we get in the car, have a panic, we almost died, giggle, laugh fest, panic attack, and then change clothes and then take off the wig of William because we can't. I can't deal with it anymore.
I forgot about the emo
shirt
hair.
on him, and put a shirt on him.
Just for reasons, I have to ask: is William still wearing the fishnets under the shirt?
Oh no! He did the full hair off the entire outfit, and he's back in his plaid outfit.
So he ripped his fishnets.
Yes.
Got it. Where's Cedar to make
Nipple
the fan art?
chafing's a thing, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
cut the clothes.
I'm gonna have to get Cedar to make art of this because they would do a fantastic job.
Yeah, they would.
Because they make all of the thirsty fan art.
Ameera's going to stay in her outfit in the cart and just kind of put her head back against the headrest and say, Riffraff, I swear to Gaia, why the fuck am I basically deputy pack leader? Where the fuck are you?
I'll take it over if you want.
No, it's fine. I just didn't expect...
Doesn't seem like it.
I just didn't expect to send us into a freaking nest of vampires and come out barely with our skin intact.
I mean, we got out. All the things you can walk out and complain about. Also, Ameera, can we give you some advice?
Stop flirting with the vampires?
Stop. Maybe, no, if you're gonna flirt, it's a good tactic. If you got it, flaunt it, you know? But can you be a bit less desperate? Women don't like it when you're desperate.
Fuck's sake!
I know you're probably used to getting it your way, but you gotta learn that not everyone wants it instantly, girl.
Are you calling me a slut?
No, there's nothing wrong with that anyway. What's wrong with being a slut?
There's nothing
No, I'm
wrong
saying
with that.
you don't take rejection well.
No, I don't, honestly. You're not wrong.
You said no, and you were just like, kiss me, mummy. Like, come on. That's not... That fucked her over more, man. You really fucked it. Like, you're supposed to be the good talker. William was doing a better job.
I was fucking
That's
seduced.
how bad it got.
I think she got
No,
one eye on me.
William was.
No, I think she got one eye on me at some point and messed me up slightly. That's what happened.
I wouldn't say that William was seduced. William was enthralled. There's a difference.
Yeah, but
Shush.
I don't know. It's William.
Shush, Sky Parent.
You know, just like rejection's normal. It's healthy. When someone says it, just back off. Don't then say, "Do you want? I'm into this more, mummy." It's just creepy. Okay.
I will.
That's not flirting.
I will again, interject as the Sky Parent here. It definitely seems like Cirilla was into it. She's probably a little bit more of the dommy mommy and likes somebody who's going to be a little bit desperate and beg.
Yes, but dog doesn't see that because she sounded so pissed, and I was just like, and it just was very depressing to watch Ameera act desperate.
Dog, trust me when I say this, even if it seemed kind of desperate to you, to me as the one with good with social reads, there was a definite spark even if you thought I was being desperate. So
I was the one that got the deal going.
Yes.
Not you.
Yes.
So was it really going well, love?
It went well after a while.
Why don't you just not... I'm just saying. She, you were in her turf. Maybe if she came around our bit, you can go straight for offering the sex. I'm just saying. Like, you turn... she... Just go... You go a little too strong, is all I'm saying. Like, William was more subtle.
William flexing with pulsating nipples was more subtle than me.
That's how desperate you went, I'm telling you.
Fucking hell.
I'm doing this because I know you're better than this. You're better than this.
Mine was a show of dominance.
I don't know if I am better than this. You'd have to ask Riffraff or any of the others.
Oh dear.
William makes a good point.
William was trying to do a show of dominance, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
anyway.
his not related to seduction.
I mean, anyway.
It was not
until it is.
We should head back.
But yeah, that's basically the whole discussion back. Probably you smoking a lot, I'm assuming.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna smoke and keep the window open so the smoke blows out. So it doesn't
Just
bother anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah. As she's driving back. Also, the other reason for keeping the window open is the smoke doesn't blow onto Dog's ring. That's the other good reason for it.
Also, Dog's gonna you see like a milkshake was hidden underneath the compartment bit, and Dog just chugs it. Go, fucking hell! Oh, any longer I would have gone.
Good thing it's cold. We did establish that it was snowing.
Yeah,
so
it's just like.
So the car was an icebox. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is that season where you can leave stuff outside, and that counts as a fridge.
You say that, but it's been like 60-degree days here in Michigan recently.
It's in a couple of days supposed to be 80 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what, like 30 C?
And global warming isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's relevant though, because like that's part of
it's
thing.
It's the apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, we're literally living through the apocalypse. Yay!
Let's drive back to Silverteeth before Dog chews me out any further for being some desperate hussy.
Oh, it definitely. This is on the way.
Advice.
I don't know if it's advice of being chewed out at this point, but
I like to think of it as dog-splaining.
Yes, dog-splaining. That's what I saw that in chat. So yes,
I just had to say it out loud for the podcast because it was too good. To say it.
Yeah, but Ameera's gonna stay in her goth outfit because it makes her look hot, at least in her eyes.
Yeah, makes sense. She's got a change of look now.
Yeah.
So you make your way back to the Packard plant. I'm assuming that there's probably somewhere that you could park, since we have established that you kind of have to go in through more subtle means. Yeah, instead of going just straight in. Although it could just be like a Batcave situation where you just like drive in and the wall lifts up. Who knows? So you make your way back, and there's not a whole lot going on. It seems like a lot of people are not here currently, but the symposium is ongoing. You know that Juniper from your pack is a big part of it. You also know that there's a lot of people who were working on a project that is related. What was that called? Shit, I don't even. Oh, the Anarchist Solarium, which obviously they're not going to call it the Anarchist Solarium like at the symposium because big sponsors don't really like anarchy usually, so they've just been calling it the Solarium. But it's more on the outskirts of the city, and it's essentially the greenest, hippiest, like compound commune kind of thing ever. Like everything is green or solar panel or in some way related to like permaculture, sustainability. What's that?
Sorry, I was saying, was that where I was living? As a hobo?
It's still kind of in development. It's not really ready for people to live there, but probably. Just living like in basically a hole in the ground.
Basically.
Like this will be a house one day. Dog lives there already, but what are you gonna do?
A dog makes a home.
Yeah. So you make your way back to the sept and inside, and like I said, it's kind of empty. There's not a whole lot of people. There are the normal guards kind of lingering about. They don't actively stand on duty or anything, but you know that certain people kind of take rotation to be there and sort of patrol inside and outside, just to keep an eye on the greater bond around your cairn. You're not quite sure just off the top of your head where Silverteeth or the elders would be, but you could probably ask around.
Is Bambi around?
I mean, you could easily get in touch with her. She's at St. Agnes most of the time, but she is here sometimes.
I'm
She's better with technology than Riff Raff, so she would answer her phone.
might not be helpful with figuring out where the others are, maybe, but we'll ask around, see if any of the others are staying here, keeping an eye on things.
I mean, I think probably you would know Bambi's pretty easy to get a hold of, and might even have heard. Yeah, I mean, she does come here to do a lot. Like she teaches classes sometimes, especially to like the younger Garu.
Yeah, well, Ameera will get out her phone and put in a call.
Yeah, and Bambi's just like, "What'd you do? Why are you calling me?"
We just got out of a nest of kindred without a scratch.
Why were you in a leech hole?
Because we're investigating some of the shady king stuff. The fact that they also didn't know that their stocks of alcohol were being tainted by King.
Wait, say that again.
So, King Breweries is a subsidiary of Pentex. Well, they've been supplying this kindred club that we've been kind of semi-suppressing, and the alcohol they only just started supplying it, and we detected that they've been putting worm corruption in the booze, as in King, not the kindred. So
Well, that's weird.
yeah, so we were going to report into Silverteeth, if you know where she is, because the reason we got out is because we managed to negotiate with the kindred, and we might be able to have a temporary truce or some shit while we work on this problem together, because obviously we fucking hate the worm, and their herd is getting corrupted by this tainted booze. So they're getting fucked over, we're getting fucked over. We have common ground to smash the worm. This once.
Yeah, so you lost me at the whole. There's a pack of leeches in our city.
Yeah.
When the hell did this happen?
Good question, but it's only recently. A dog, do you know? William?
No, I think we just knew.
had
No one had
somebody
any
research
idea.
it, but they
Well, we
couldn't
know
find anything.
Yeah, Dungeon Raider
wasn't
couldn't find
new.
any Yeah, there was no online presence.
They were new enough that they didn't know about King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, they were new enough that they only just got King's shipment.
Yeah.
This is a new shipment. So yeah.
But it could also be, they could have been getting just generic alcohol up to that
It could
point.
also have been a private club that went public to get more blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good possibility too.
So, for the time being, don't go hunting for them or go and purge them or anything crazy. I know Milwaukee, bad blood and all that. No pun intended. But
What's going on in Milwaukee? What are you talking about?
something I think there was a war between vampires and Garu. That's all. I didn't ask in detail, but that's the vibe I got.
Mention our contacts also at the club, so please don't wipe them out.
I make no promises, but
Point is,
Well-
we need to report into Silverteeth to maybe get this negotiation started.
you might check out the solarium. She's been out there quite a bit lately.
So that actually honestly makes sense. All right, I'm gonna get changed because as much as I love these goth clothes, I need to get back into my regular gear. And also, if you're with our beloved pack leader, please tell him we're doing a good job in his absence. I think.
No, I think he's at the real church, not home church.
Fair.
Also, you said goth outfit?
Yeah, we had to blend in. We attempted infiltration. It didn't go too well.
Yeah, please have dog send pics because I need to see this.
I don't have a phone.
You did send pictures. You did send pictures to someone. I remember that.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we
sent.
did. Yeah.
I sent pictures
Dungeon Raider.
to Dungeon Raider. I will send you the pics I have on my phone to you. Yeah, that I already have. Okay.
I mean, I didn't mean nudes, but okay.
Wait, what? I didn't mention nudes.
I know Dungeon Raider. I know what they're into.
Oh yeah, I might have made a deal with him where I give him something a bit more salacious in exchange for his help, and then fine, you can have the safe for work stuff and the not safe for work stuff. Fine.
I love how you're saying this is not safe for work when we did establish that they're just like lewds, basically, like suggestive. But Bambi's not saying no.
Exactly.
This dog just giving that look of just like, oh, you can do better than this.
I'm like, no. Sorry, and she kind of you can't really cover the microphone or a freaking phone that easily. I don't know whether one is on this on my fucking phone,
So
honestly.
the same dog's just shaking their head, just like, oh.
Anyway, I'll get those to you later. I'm gonna get changed and then we're gonna go to the solarium. Yeah, don't. If you see any vamps, just leave them be. I'm asking you that as a favor, not as a. Obviously, I'm not ordering you of all people.
Well, yeah, I would hope not, but I make no promises. I will try.
I mean, self. Okay, look. Let me put it another way. Self-defense is one thing. Murder is another.
Yeah, they were coming right at me. I get it. And she just hangs up.
And she just bangs her head on a nearby girder, and it's like, motherfucker.
Will Silvertooth listen? Like, and stop her?
Yeah, Silver Teeth will listen, and I think Bambi's just fucking with me. She knows that. She knows when I ask her something, I don't ask her very often. So it's usually serious. I don't tend to ask her often for things, so I think she's just fucking with us. But we still need to find Silver Teeth at the solarium. But I am gonna go get changed, and you two can.
I'm gonna go talk to see what tech people are around and see if they can start getting us location bits and a scouting bit, because that's outside the werewolf. That's outside the vampire shit.
Yeah. Go see if Dungeon Raiders kicking around or any of Dungeon Raiders raid.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely like mid raid right now, so they're a little bit busy and not really willing to talk. But I mean, you can pass along the information at least.
I should just give them a list of like truck stuff to scout thing dumping sites, looking more into the aqua bit, and any just extra info about the symposium and the stuff that would help us get William someone to talk to. Cause someone's got an agent that you contact, see about sponsorship or whatever.
I got people.
Oh, then you go use your contacts then, William.
Of course.
But it wouldn't hurt for, the tech nerds to do some digging and figure out who to talk to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wouldn't take very long for Ameera to get changed and for Dog to go and, kind of pass along that information to the techies. As far as like physical scouting, that would come more from probably Silver Teeth. Potentially, just, that top-down order to like actually send people out. Yeah. So you all head to the solarium. So, like I said, it is kind of on the outskirts of the city, and it is this very large, spiraling like compound. It has a lot of these very cozy-looking home units with varying levels and gardens that cover almost everything. Solar panels are rigged discreetly in many places, and small wind turbines are scattered about sporadically. I'm sure you probably would have heard, if not directly from Juniper. Like you would have probably heard her talking at length, or sorry, you would have heard Zim kind of talking at length about the whole setup there. You know, that it actually creates more energy than they need, even if they had everyone there. So they're able to, you know, get that like energy tax credit kind of thing because they're sending it back to the power company basically. Um, yeah, spiral gardens and other water optimizing structures are throughout this. As you make your way into the solarium, there are a lot of people who are kind of just going about like leisure activities. You also see a lot of people who are actively working on building this community. Takes a little while, but you are able to ask around. You would know not everyone involved in this is Geru. So not everyone would know who Silverteeth is, but you would probably at least recognize a couple of people who could point you in the right direction. And she's just in the middle of kind of working on one of these garden beds whenever you are able to come and find her.
Ooh, what flat were you growing? Doug is legitimately interested. This is where he's happy. This is where they're happy.
You know, I didn't really ask. It's kind of Juniper's thing.
Oh, is it onions? Smells like onions.
You know, you would be the one to know, dog. I didn't. I don't know. I'm just here to help out.
Well, don't be too rough with them. Just
And you're just like going over there, I'm sure, and helping out.
yeah, no, like got my trowel comes out and my gardening goes from my back. Completely distracted from the main mission, just like no, it's not gonna grow fast that way.
No, this is obviously the main mission. We're just doing side quests.
Ameera's gonna look at Silverteeth like we might need to have a quick private chat somewhere where the Mundies can't talk to us.
What'd you do this time?
Oh, we'll tell you that when we're out of earshot of the regulars.
Okay. And there's a nearby kind of in construction housing unit that they're not currently actively working on, but you're able to go in. They're partially underground for the most part, so you know that you have a decent amount of privacy.
So we've been following up on the king leads. And it led us to Club Fawn, which is a kindred nest.
Okay.
Because my inn at City Hall has a friend who knows what King is up to, and that's where we had to meet her. So we cased the joint, and we smelt worm corruption in the booze. And, you know, we could tell it was a leech hole, as Bambi put it, because there was also the smell of blood. But it wasn't in all the booze, but it was in enough to produce a scent. So we went in, we disguised ourselves as various kinds of goths, got into the club. I went as a seeing eye dog for dog, because
Dog's dog, as it were.
I was dog's dog.
Got us
Wasn't
in.
a good idea.
No,
It was a good idea.
It just wasn't a good idea to blow your cover, but
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
We may have caused a tiny delirium incident. All the humans ran out of the club when I felt I'd been rumbled and changed back, because I didn't change back sneakily enough for them to not worry. And we talked to who seems to be at least one of the local leaders, if not the local leaders of the kindred that we've been kind of keeping under wraps for a while. And
So what I'm hearing is you rumbled with the kindred, and kind of raises an eyebrow at this. And...
we did not harm them, and they did not harm us, outside of William getting compelled.
Doesn't sound like it was that kind of rumble.
Yeah, no, William, you were compelled.
Yeah,
I beg your pardon.
compelled, not seduced.
You look. She
I know,
looked.
but it's going right over his head.
She looked at you with those big, those glowing red eyes of hers, and you couldn't lie to her and stuff, man.
Why would I lie?
I mean, good question, but you definitely couldn't in that instant, and you had to answer her questions truthfully. But it helped actually, and then she turned back to Silverteeth. So we talked with her. We then talked with her daughter, who is my contact, or our contact rather. And we realised that King is fucking with both the Kindred and the Garu. And we basically proposed that because this is a joint problem and it could escalate to the point of the Inquisition taking notice. Oh, and that's another point which I'll get to afterwards. We talked and then came up with the deal of we'll share some information there and then, which we did. We actually shared information back and forth without much hindrance, and we talked about the possibility of a truce or working together, and we said we'd bring it to you because this is a bigger problem than just us. And look, I know kindred, but logically, I'm right. They're fucking with us because they're the worm. They're fucking with the kindred's food supply as well by tainting the alcohol and corrupting them into Banes. So
They were also threatened.
It was the best way out of the situation, honestly, and they did not know. Like, they were not. They literally had no idea about it, and we got free information out of it. We know we know about what happened in Milwaukee now, at least from their angle point, and she gave us info about, maybe just an Inquisition thing coming in.
Ameera in Chicago? If that rings any bells.
Yeah, they're far enough away. I really don't worry too much about what goes on in Chicago with the Leeches, but there's a lot to unpack here. Ameera, Riffraff's not even been around. How are you getting in this much trouble?
Trouble? I think Riffraff's rubbed off on me. He might have cursed me.
Based on those photos, I think a lot of kindred have. A lot of kin have.
Hey, don't slut shame.
Out of character. William wouldn't say that. Let's not forget the hunters.
I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by a beautiful cat.
Yeah.
That will happen.
I've been distracted by them whipping at you with their tail.
Yep.
I was just picturing that it was riffraff, honestly.
Yes.
From everything I know about them.
And this whole time, Silverteeth has just been standing there, arms crossed,
Look,
like
the Inquisition are
not-
here. Some hunters are here, according to the kindred.
That-
They don't know where, but they said some are here.
Not the Inquisition, but there are hunters.
Whenever Ameera brought up the Inquisition, that's when Cirilla said that they're already here. Like, did mention the hunters as well, but
Yeah.
So we go. And there's Inquisition. So yeah, we got some information. Overall, it came out pretty well. And yeah, sure, we got to deal with some bit, but we also saved a bunch of people from being eaten as well. So I think it was a win-win.
And look, I know we have that animosity and we've been keeping them kind of suppressed. But my concern here is if we don't do something about this, like we could maybe handle this ourselves, but having them with their inside tracks and putting our stuff as well together, it's kind of a win-win. I think maybe we might have to lay off them a little bit and let them kind of turn a few people here and there and just let it be. As long as they don't get out of control and start fucking with us.
I mean, we got a bigger issue, boss. If this thing's gonna come, we're gonna be dealing with mutants and monsters. I'd rather deal with Kindred than I would any day when these things come.
Well, I definitely don't want them embracing any new leeches. That's off the table immediately. There's not a way that I can see that would actually be beneficial to us. But
We never did suggest it, which is good.
Yeah, we didn't suggest that. We suggested maybe backing off a little bit, letting them maybe
Breathe.
giving them some breathing room, and maybe letting them have another club somewhere not close to us, just to gather and be safe. But
club was where?
Where
She asked you where the club was.
It was Club Fawn. It's got no online presence. Trust me. We asked Dungeon Raider to look into like online presence and guest lists and all that fun stuff as part of the infiltration. They've been good at hiding.
But you said where was it?
Club Fawn.
Where was it actually?
Well, no, she's asking you like where in this it was.
Yeah,
it was down.
It's downtown.
She's like, downtown is not that far away, Ameera. That's awfully close. I don't think the council is going to be thrilled about this.
We don't think they've been there long.
One batch.
Oh, what were you saying, Badger?
Yeah, sure, Kindred, but they're dealing with bigger issues here. And, enemy and my enemy, we might be dealing with something worse. Simple as that. Also, would you rather we have died? Because we were going to die.
Well, obviously not, but I will have to talk to the council. I'll have to talk to the council. I don't know how this is going to go over, but we'll see what they say.
In our defense, we didn't guarantee anything.
Yeah, we didn't guarantee anything. We just said we'd bring the issue to you, and you both sides could hash something out so that we could at least put things aside to work on this bigger problem from both our respective angles.
She also seemed to be a charmer. Like, she was more of a talker than, like, rah-rah, like William. It's not an insult, William. I mean,
no comment.
That's what you do. Yeah.
This is...
she's going to be good at talking.
This is certainly a lot to unpack. But we'll see what we can do. But what are you three doing?
Well, I need your help. I need the scouting party sent out. With the information we gathered, we need to locate any more dumping trucks or more active factory areas of the Aqua team. What's it called again? Is it Aqua?
Aquaclear.
Of Aquaclear. Because we need to find the source of where they are potentially poisoning all the water supply of Detroit slowly with this worm. So we need I got sent radar.
We should probably step back. We don't know they're doing it. What we do know is that they're testing something new. They're prototyping something with the corruption.
And at that, she's just like, hold on. They're doing what now?
They're testing new corruption.
They're changing it somehow, and they're testing it on the civilian.
We don't know about civilians, but we know they're testing it.
Who else are they testing it on? Kindred?
I mean, you all know that it's in the alcohol, so I mean, civilians are going to be a pretty sizable bulk.
I didn't just smell it. I literally sensed and saw the worm spirit. Like, that was legit Bane everywhere, boss.
On top of that, we should probably tell our folks not to drink King. brand alcohols right now because I don't want any of our folks selling to BSDs.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing a while back with Riff Raff and the others. I think we've kind of had them on our radar for a little bit, but I will definitely let our Ragabash know to be on the lookout. And it sounds like you've already got the techies doing their thing. Glasswalkers will be all over it.
I probably might need to help them wipe any records King has because I can at least communicate with the Weaver to do that much because they know. It seemed from what we gathered, they've accelerated their plans because they know we're onto them.
Oh, you're telling me that they got caught on camera?
Yes,
That's what you're saying?
that's what I'm saying. Riff Raff's squad got caught on camera, and we need to purge any. I don't know if we even help anymore, but at least making it so they can't see their faces.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill that little lupus.
Is that why the hunters are here?
No.
Hunters have always kind of been here. Don't really talk about it a whole lot because it's not been a big issue, but they've
Big
kind of
enough
all.
for the bloodsucker to bring it up.
That's concerning.
They're new here and they seem to know.
Well, it is very possible with them having this more sizable presence than we were aware of that they could have brought more attention on us than we already had.
And that's the point I was making to the Kindred was, look, if we don't do something about this, the Inquisition might come over here next. And then she said, oh, there are already hunters here, so they are beginning to scope us out. We need to nip it in we need to basically nip whatever this is in the bud so they have nothing else to suspect.
Well, we have to be careful because we can't just come at them in force. If we just annihilate these Inquisition, they'll just send more.
Send the Inquisition against King.
I think it's better we just not have them involved at all. The best thing we can do is squash King, or whatever we have to do here. Stop the source. There's no reason for them to come. I don't know you, but I've been traveling a lot in my life, and normally when something that sounds like the Inquisition is coming, you don't do anything but try and make it so they don't appear. Like, no planning. It's just surviving.
It's pretty hard to expect them.
Yeah. But if you guys could send out a scout party to check on some forbidden truck deliveries, maybe find it if you see any of the factories that are particularly dumping a bit more or being used extra. I just need some short list to help, and then we have a plan using William and Ameera's social standing here.
And out of character, I mean, you would know that because AquaClear is focused on like cleaning waterways, that they're not going to have like the factories and stuff, but they'll definitely have places that they're more actively developing and clean. But the artists, artists would be really more of the treatment plant, but also the waste dumping. So that would be the one that you need to scout a little bit more. But
yeah, could we get scouting on that? Basically, if I said I had to ask, said you were the one to ask, boss.
Yeah, we'll get on it, and please just don't cause more of a scene than you already have, Ameera. Please. Riff Raff, is doing his thing right now. He's not been around, and Gaia knows. I love that boy, but he got into a lot of trouble here not too long ago, and we don't need more heat on us. So please just try not to follow too closely in his footsteps.
I am trying my best. Trust me. Which
In
is
Ameera's
why.
defense,
Go on.
I'm the one who lost composure and told Ameera to switch back because we saw something happen to William and she's the talker. I made the call.
Maybe
What
next
are we
time.
talking about?
Maybe next time William is the dog.
It's going to be a very dire-looking dog.
Just a very muscly pit bull.
We had information that someone who knew
Yorkshire
Ameera was
Terrier.
there, so we had to keep her hidden. She never wasn't there, though, in the end.
Also,
That
I mean,
was-
I did say, like, Janelle has not ever seen Ameera. Ameera didn't go in to King, so it's more riffraff than anything.
We were being extra careful.
I mean, it doesn't hurt, but
See,
yeah.
there's no
So
cameras in that club, but then why would silver swipers want it?
Silver swipers, aren't we silver swipers?
Isn't there something with silver and vampires? Mirror. They can't be on camera? This is like an actual thing.
no.
Cameras use silver. There used to be a thing.
Oh,
vampires
yeah,
use
yeah.
camera.
not in this. Like, some of them can kind of mess with the electronics, but generally, yeah, they still
Okay.
show up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Old vampires.
No, no.
We were under
No,
this-
that's a very, very valid question because, I mean, there's so many things in World of Darkness that differ from traditional lore, and so many things that are the
Actually,
same.
I just want to ask. We were in the club before shit went down. It was a very low tech club. When we were actually in there, how low tech was that club?
I mean, like, what are you looking for specifically?
I mean, were there electronic lights, LEDs? Like, was it like club scene, or was it like an old radio there kind of thing?
I mean, it definitely had a lot of like the club, like the current club feel, but you know that like LEDs wouldn't be out of the question for maybe like some of the younger kindred or the humans to be kind of working with, and it wouldn't require things like, you know, internet connection.
Well, it's more just when we were out at last session, we were more under the assumption that because of how low tech it seemed in there, that we were dealing with mages, not actually vampire, because I couldn't
Yeah.
actually sense vampire.
Sure. Yeah, I
So
mean,
there-
there was clearly, you know, some technology there, but it's also kind of hard to tell because without actually actively inspecting like the lights and stuff,
yeah.
you know, you could tell like LEDs, yeah, but you know, the wiring and things, it could be a little bit more on the analog side, but it's pretty clear that they had some more current technology, like they had, you know, credit card readers
Just goes back there and said, just doing the electronics, don't worry.
and just goes in disguise. But yeah, so she, you know, says, I'll get with the council and see what they think, and sure, we'll figure something out. As far as the Milwaukee thing, that's on them. Milwaukee, sure, they're Garu, but we don't all see eye to eye.
Mm.
Garu Nation's long been dead.
She
So-
did sound like she didn't like how much bloodshed was there, so she does seem to not want to just like murder and thing too quickly. So she might be negotiable. Sounds like she is.
Well, don't trust the leeches. Don't take them at their word.
So we
I
went to
don't
a higher
trust
power.
anybody.
Well,
So, what's our next step?
Waiting for that information.
I mean, I think you all have some other steps that you can take in the meantime, for sure. That's me out of character.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
I have one pip in intelligence, so I'm not coming up with it.
I mean, why don't you contact your people once we get ready to talk about
It'd be aqua. I keep want to say aquafaba, but that's not it. That's an actual brand of water.
Actually, in with Aquafresh.
That's also one. There's also
Yes.
Aquafina.
Yeah, this is Aqua Clean. Or Aqua Clear. Sorry. Aqua Clear.
Yeah.
Now you've even got me fucking it up.
Aquafina's
Aqua-
rapper.
Aqua
But
Clear,
also a
okay.
water.
So yeah, I'll get in contact with my people to, say that I want to have a better spreading image in Michigan, and I want to try and become a spokesman of AquaClear. I've been a fan of their product for a long time. I've been using it forever. Probably never heard of it until this point, but
Well, and it's not a product so much it is, a service they
yes.
provide, but yeah.
I'm a conservationist. I actually do care about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's the perfect cover, honestly.
Yeah, and I'll just see what my people say in the meantime. My image brokers. Because I sure shit ain't taking care of it.
Right? And I mean, at this point, Silverteeth is already kind of going off to get in contact with the elders and the council. And I mean, Ameera, you would have been there even though physically you were having to step away, restart the computer. We've kind of talked about like you could potentially go more for the artist industries angle with the whole waste disposal and whatnot, and try to use your writing and investigative journalism to have sort of an angle to get in with them. So until you all are able to get information from the tech side and from the physical scouting, you do have a little bit of an angle of your own. Especially because, the two of you getting in good with those two organizations could help, say, like if you were scouting, narrowed down places and you were scouting somewhere out to look for like these mutations and experiments and things, to be able to say like, oh, we were just here doing, influencer stuff and I have no idea what this stuff is, kind of building that cover story.
It gives us a lot of leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And time to examine places more because as GM was just saying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if there's like some kind of experimental creature standing right next to you, probably doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
But that's a future problem. So, anything else you want to do?
I'm out of options. I mean, because I doubt there's any hunting I can do. I mean, I guess I'm going to keep fulfilling my pact and taking my companion new places.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that you've been to the Solarium necessarily. Maybe, but
I want to make a habit of, like, literally marking a territory of where I've been.
Yeah. Makes sense. Plus, I mean, you did go to the club, which is definitely
But my
stuff that
companion couldn't come in.
That's true. There was that barrier. Then again, you did get pretty close to get touched physically by the kindred, so you could probably have some scent on you.
Okay. I still like to travel, stretch my legs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But did you start to say something?
Just saying, dog gonna take his med. If it's nighttime yet, which I don't know if it is, yeah, I would take my meds.
Yeah, I mean, since you all haven't really slept since the club, I mean, it wouldn't be open, and the kindred wouldn't be active until nighttime, so yeah, it'd be pretty late.
So yeah, take the meds. Probably, as I said, listen to the mosquito bitching at me. My stress.
Yeah, and
thing.
And going on like this stakeout and stuff, it's probably not a bad idea to go somewhere and get something to eat soonish.
Yeah, gotta eat at times. But I'm probably more distracted by the gardens though.
Yeah,
just
makes sense.
Just the gardens, just enjoying it, distracted. Probably finding one of my ditches I dug to sleep in. And being
It's
like,
not-
I mean, I have a bed, but I have a
Yeah.
bed.
But also, you're part dog, so like dig a little hole and then lay in it because it's cooler.
Said it's like tempted, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn to be around people again.
Or do you? I mean, really.
I mean, they're wolves. Fine, you know. Like,
What about Ameera?
you know,
Amira's gonna put in a call to her after the whole don't end up like riff raff, don't cause trouble thing. She's gonna put in a call to her grandmother for some sagely advice because um,
Where are my grandchildren?
yeah and just kind of when I say put in a call, maybe commune with her somehow because the distance might be. I mean, obviously a phone call is not an issue, but there
Right.
might be a more spiritual way of connecting that's appropriate for a Garu. Um,
Yeah.
So she's gonna seek some wisdom, shall we say, from from an elder she knows, who's obviously close to her and probably won't hold back on it.
I mean, if you all go back to the Sept, or well, really like Saint Agnes, probably would be where you could find Jester most easily. Munching on the pistachios, but you could probably, even though it's quite a ways away physically, you could probably send Jester. You are definitely going to have to do some bribing, and it's going to have to be more than pistachios. But
What, cashews?
I think it's got to be a little higher than that. This is a decently long journey.
What does Jester want?
You tell me. What do you have to offer?
Something that isn't just nut based.
Yeah. Don't just offer your nuts.
I don't have those. Or Ameera doesn't, rather. What other things is Jester into, from my knowledge?
I mean, spirits are hard to kind of peg to one thing, one interest, but I mean, a raccoon spirit is still enough like a physical world raccoon that I mean, a lot of things would be interesting. Food is definitely a very big motivator, but shiny things, any kind of like doodads. Also, a lot of spirits are interested in like stories and that sort of thing. Potentially, like if you learned about something's true name, say, oh,
we're just going to the bathroom.
okay.
Okay.
It just throws off the video on stream.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to fix it, honestly, because it's all puckered.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we're almost to the end anyway. Why don't we think on that before next time?
Yeah.
So
I'd say steak. Offer them steak. It's a raccoon. They love me. They'll eat
there's a
anything.
possibility. There's a possibility.
All shiny stuff.
Ameera will probably have a lot of jewelry collected over the years because pretty. So
Right.
she probably has something nice that a raccoon would like. But also, she'd be happy to tell Jester the story of what just happened with the kindred and stuff, and the names of the kindred and such. Not, I mean, those, I don't know. Those might not necessarily count as true names, but
Yeah, that's true names are a little bit more tricky, but still, I mean, the story would definitely be of interest.
and let Jester ask questions, and she'll answer them as best she can. Have a little question and answer session with the raccoon spirit.
Like you do.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, anybody have anything else before we head out?
Oh, I have to give all that kush that I promised Dark Raider. That's
Yeah,
actually what
that's
I'll
true.
him do.
That's fair. All right. Well, trying to think of what I've got going on to mention.
I'm starting off next month with the Pope's spankers. Or
That's
Spank
true.
the Pope, rather. Spank the Pope. So it's,
Thank you.
Yeah.
which is the first time I'm playing Monty Python on even footing games. So come watch us spank the Pope.
Yeah.
It's sure to be hilarious because it'll include the return of Rick's Void Miscreant.
Yeah. So come watch me and Badger and some other cool people play Monty Python. But yeah, we'll be back next week. So see you all next time.